All right, welcome back here to Field 10, Bossier City. As we're ready for the top of the second inning for Florida. They'll be sending Colton Elder, Clay Germain, and Cohen Carter to the plate. Face Alabama's Chase Yeakel. Alabama with the 2-0 lead. As we said, winner of this game is moving on to play at 4 o'clock. This is not the only one going on right now. Also this morning, we're getting Georgia and Louisiana playing. Team from Ocilla, Georgia, and from Prospect, Grant Parish, Louisiana. All right, warm-up toss is about done. Yeakel's about ready to go. And Colton Elder steps in. You didn't like the Aaron Judge mention from our Alabama player a minute ago. Elder is a Red Sox fan who likes Chris Sale. That got a thumb up from our producer. Swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, Mr. Elder wants to be a professional athlete. He didn't care what sport. Swung on and fouled out of play. Florida kids, we did their game the other day. They're torn about where they want to go to college. Some say Florida, some say Florida State, some say Miami. A couple say Alabama. Pitch outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. 2-hopper, Yeakel's got it. Toss a little soft and a little high, but he gets rid of Elder. With the ground out for the first out of this second inning. Clay Germain comes up. Germain, a Tampa Bay Rays fan. You thought Mickey Mantle was old school. He likes Babe Ruth. Takes this one to center field, but right there is Case Carpenter for the out. And there's 2 away. First pitch swinging. Clay Germain. So 2 away, and Cohen Carter coming up.
What's the bat now? Number 31, Cohen Carter.
Carter is the extra player today. Work him into the defense in a little bit. Also a Tampa Bay fan and a Bryce Harper guy. Fastball in for ball 1. We asked him who's his favorite athlete. He went Tim Tebow. Actually a good favorite athlete. 1 ball, no strikes. A little low and inside, ball 2. And Cohen intends to be a firefighter. So 2 balls, no strikes. Yeakel's pitch, a little bit high, ball 3. With 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. This is a game to decide who stays in the winner's bracket and who will see South Carolina at 4 o'clock this afternoon. They let off on that one, and that's ball 4. Yeakel smiling as he was going, just trying to groove one in there, and threw it so light it fell out of the strike zone. Second walk so far for Jace Yeakel as Florida's got their first base runner of the inning. They go back to it, fastball outside. Kyler Doty. Doty likes him some Shohei Ohtani. And he says, I want to play in the show. 1 ball, no strikes. Swung on, hits this one to left. That's going to get down for a base hit. Runners will be at first and second. As Doty gets on, 2-out rally here for Florida. And to the plate comes Griffin Troy. Griffin likes the Toronto Blue Jays. One you don't always expect to see. Swung on and fouled out of play. I laughed at this one. I saw it the other day. His favorite player is Big Papi. Another Red Sox guy. Pitch down low, bounces off the foot, I guess, of the catcher, and the base runners alertly advance on that one as Randy Jordan had a hard time finding that ball. So runners go to second and third now for Florida. Troy got a chance to tie this game up if he can get a hit. Instead, it's ground ball in the infield. Two-hopper to the shortstop, throw across in time. Foot got down just barely. Brody Smith to Carson Grantham to end the inning. Florida gets no runs. They had one hit and 2 men left on base. They've left on 4 through the first 2 innings. We'll take a break. We're coming back. Bottom of the second. Florida trailing Alabama by a score of 2-0. We'll take a break. We're coming right back here on Game Day. Welcome you back to the Diamond Youth Baseball Division II Ozone World Series, coming at you live from Bossier City, Louisiana, where it's Florida against Alabama, and Alabama's about to bat here in the bottom of the second inning with a 2-0 lead. They'll send Case Carpenter, Bronner Deal, and Dawson Caminos to the plate to face Ty Cleveland. Cleveland working his second inning worth. Now he's got his pitch count up a little bit. Yackel got through 2 innings without reaching 30. Cleveland's going to have to be fast to do that. Here's the first pitch. Bunt put down. It's in front of the plate, and this one's going to be tough, and forget about it. No play as Case Carpenter bunts his way on. And here comes Bronner Deal. By the way, looking at Case Carpenter, who went on the first pitch. He wants to be a farmer when he grows up. And he may have just gotten picked off. He did. He was a little bit too far off the base, and Ty Cleveland got him. Here comes Bronner Deal now. With that open stance, fouls us back to the screen. Another Phillies fan who likes him some Bryce Harper. Also said his favorite athlete's Dion. Swung on this one off the handle of the bat. First baseman's got it, but nobody's there to cover the bag, and that's going to be an infield single, and that's Ty Cleveland who slams the ball into his glove. He kind of fell asleep on that. And honestly, if you look at it, Jackson Hancock probably could have let Clay Germain have that ball and just cover first base, but he thought it was his ball and expected Cleveland to cover the bag, and he wasn't there. There's a called strike. Dawson Caminos up now. Caminos, Phillies fan who likes Trey Turner. He shows bunt. And the throw down to first is diving back in there is Bronner Deal. So 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Well, we led off with a little bit of a changeup, and an unhappy Caminos took a hack at that, and he goes down on strikes. And that's the second out of the inning for Carson Grantham to come up. Grantham wants to go to Auburn. Likes Ronald Acuna Jr. Swings and fouls us back to the screen. No balls and 1 strike. He's the number 10 hitter playing first base today for Alabama. guy that says he wants to be a Major League Baseball player. Throw over to first. With 2 outs. Bronner Deal not getting far away. 2-0 Alabama with the lead right now as we're playing in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch to Grantham. Fastball inside, a little bit high. Counts 1 ball, 1 strike. Colin Mims, the number 11 hitter, is on deck. That one's a good one right on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Umpire quickly tells him, get back in the box, let's go. I don't like the players getting out and resetting. Swings and misses, and that'll end the inning. So Cleveland gave up a bunt single and another single, but managed to strike out 2 after picking off the runner. He gets out of the inning with no runs. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. We're through 2 full innings. Alabama leading Florida by a score of 2-0. We'll take a break, come back for the top of the third when we return here on Game Day. Welcome you back. Top of the third. Alabama taking on Florida here. A winner move on game here in the Division II Ozone World Series. Coming to you from Bossier City, Louisiana. If you're wondering where the heck is Bossier City, Louisiana, just outside Shreveport. Just to the east. It'll be the bottom part of the order leading off for Florida here in the third. Carter Knight, and then back to Kason Jackson and Ty Cleveland. And speaking of Ty Cleveland, he has got 37 pitches. And if you're new to this, if you're watching at home, 40 pitches and less, you can come back and pitch again in the next game. More than 40 pitches, you got to sit out 36 hours. More than 66 pitches, you got to sit out 48 hours. So coaches are close about watching their pitchers so they can keep them available. First pitch grounder to shortstop, and it's 1 pitch, 1 out as Carter Knight's retired for the first out of the third. Here's Kason Jackson now back to the top of the order. Jackson doubled and got stranded at second base. He had a bomb into left field. And the first pitch he sees is outside ball 1. Young man says, I want to go to University of Georgia. Second pitch high, 2 balls and no strikes. He's also a Braves fan who likes Ronald Acuna Jr. Here's the 2-0. This one hit into shallow center. That's going to be trouble, and it will get down for a base hit. So Jackson's got a couple of hits so far today. Double and a single. And Florida's got a base runner for Ty Cleveland. Whose intent is to go to the U for college. Hayden Lee, the on-deck hitter. Florida trailing by a couple. Pitch high and inside. 4 ball to Ty Cleveland. Kason Jackson getting a little lead. This ball grounder past the third baseman into left field. Back-to-back hits at the top of the order. Jackson moving over to second base. And here comes Hayden Lee, who walked in the first. He likes the Braves. He likes Acuna, but his favorite athlete, Hank Aaron. And he wants to attend LSU. Pitch inside on him for ball 1.
Siegel is at 36 pitches.
1 ball, no strikes, 2-0, a little bit high. And so now the question for Alabama's coach is, how much more do we let Chase Yackel pitch? He's at his 37th pitch as well, with 1 out here in the 3rd. And that's going to be outside and high, ball 3. Here's the 3-0, grooving it in there, and that's inside, ball 4. And you would expect that may be the last batter that Chase Yackel's going to see. And the bases are loaded.
Number 21, Jackson.
And here comes Alabama's coach. And they'll take the ball from Yackel. Anthony Bowden making a move. So for Chase Yackel, he ended up going 2 1/3 innings, walked 3, no strikeouts, gave up 4 hits.
On the mound now is number 5, Brody Smith.
And the pitching change will bring us Brody Smith to the mound. And Smith's going to have to come in here with 1 out and the bases loaded and the number 4 hitter up. Didn't go exactly the way Alabama was hoping. Yackel couldn't get that 2nd out to make this thing a little bit easier. That 4-pitch walk to Hayden Lee puts Brody Smith in a bit of a tight spot. So he's finishing his warm-ups, and up will step Jackson Hancock. Hancock, another one who says, I want to go to Florida State University, be a Seminole. And he is we asked him favorite sport. Not baseball, not football, not basketball, ATV racing. First pitch outside from new pitcher Brody Smith for ball 1. And that's ball 2 down low. No place to put Jackson Hancock. Here's Smith's pitch. That one in there, hit in the air to left. Coming on, diving, and making another nice catch out there. That's Dawson Caminos with the grab. A run will tag up and score for Florida to make it a 2-1 ball game, but that's a big catch again out in left field.
Bat number 12, McCoy, all it.
So Kason Jackson coming in to score. Ty Cleveland stays at 2nd base. Hayden Lee at 1st, and here's McCoy Pollitt. Pollitt, Dodger guy, likes Trey Turner. First pitch misses for ball 1. 2 down here in the inning. This one hit in the air, left center. Long run, that's going to get down. 1 run's coming around to score. Second one's going to be held up at 3rd base. And we're tied at 2. And McCoy Pollitt's double. Ty Cleveland came in to score. Hayden Lee stopping at 3rd. Those 2 runs belong to Chase Yackel. Here's Colton Elder now.
It's a bat now, number 4, Colton Elder.
Pitch to him up high. Elder grounded out to the pitcher first time up. Favorite subject for Colton Elder is PE. Pitch bounces by the catcher, but runner's not going to be able to advance on that. Popped back pretty quickly in the hands of Brandy Jordan. Counts 2 balls and no strikes. Favorite teacher? Miss Rouse, who's his business teacher. Little wide, ball 3. Clay Germain is on deck for Florida. That one's there. 3-0 grooved pitch inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Missed outside, ball 4. So bases are loaded now for Florida. And here's Clay Germain. Germain flew out to center his first time up. He says his subject's math. This one popped up in front of the plate, grabbed by Jordan, and that ends the inning. But Florida strikes here in the 3rd inning. 2 runs come across, courtesy of 3 hits. There were no errors, and the Florida team left 2 on base. 2-2 our scores. We take a break. We're coming back bottom of the 3rd inning when we return here on Game Day. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. That one bounces in, and it's 3-1 now. 3 balls, 1 strike. And here's the delivery. Swing and a miss, and it's 3-2. Just missed low and away, and that's an unhappy Colton Elder has a look of amazement that that was not called strike 3. Instead, Colin Mims goes down to first base with a leadoff walk. Brody Smith coming up now. Smith's favorite subject is math. His favorite teacher is his reading teacher. Strike 1. Miss Rivenbark. No balls, 1 strike. Runner at first, Colin Mims. Oh, and Mims got caught in the pickoff. He leaned the wrong way, and Elder got him. He was ready to roll. That was going to be a steal attempt, it looked like. And he got a little anxious and leaned to his right just enough. And Elder caught it out of the corner of his eye and got him. There's your first out of the inning. So Smith with the bases empty. Brody singled in the first and scored. Came across on a ball 4 wild pitch. And Grady Wheelis was at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one hard hit grounder to third. Stab by Cleveland. Throw across in time. Well done by Ty Cleveland for the second out of this 3rd inning. Got a fortuitous short hop. Ended up in his glove, and he fired across to get rid of Brody Smith. And here's Judson Bowden now. He struck out looking first time up. His favorite subject, young man after my own heart. He's a history guy. Mrs. Enfinger is history teacher. He likes what you're doing. Swing and a miss. Count, no balls and 1 strike. Playing in the bottom of the 3rd. 2-2 ball game, Alabama and Florida. This one lifted shallow right, and this is a long run. Nope, nobody's going to get there. As Bowden drops that one into right center field for a 2-out single. Number 3 hitter now, Brandy Jordan coming up. Jordan singled, stole a base, scored a run as he came in to score on Jay Jekyll's fielder's choice. Pitch high, ball 1. Colton Elder, the second pitcher of the morning for Florida. Randy Jordan's intending to go into the Army when he's all finished. He likes Mrs. Bertram, his reading teacher in her class. It's his favorite. And he's in the hole now. Well, 1-1 count. Try to check up his swing on that one. 1-1 pitch. Golfs this one into right field over the head of the second baseman. Overrun by Griffin Troy, and runners are going to be at second and third now. So back-to-back hits by Alabama with 2 outs. That ball had a weird spin on it, and Griffin Troy came charging in to get it. Kind of spun and cut past him. Lucky to have Alabama stop at third base instead of coming in to score on that. As Troy hustled to get that ball back in. Here's Grady Wheelis now. Which he sees is outside, ball 1. So 2 on, 2 out here in the 3rd. His favorite subject is PE, and he likes Stephanie Bowden as his teacher. I wonder if that's a relation to Judson. This one fouled as it slices out of play first base side. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck, is Chase Yackel. This is the number 4 hitter in the Alabama lineup. Wheelis walked his first time up. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Wheelis, long walk out of the batter's box, talking to himself. Didn't like the fact he swung at that pitch. He's still trying to get himself composed, and now he's back in there and ready. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And they got him looking. Pitch on the outside corner to end the inning. Well, Colton Elder came in, got himself in a little trouble, worked himself out of it. There were no runs for Alabama in the inning. They had 2 hits, and they leave 2 men on base. We're through 3 full innings. We'll come back for the top of the 4th. Tied up at 2 here on game day. All right, welcome back to Bossier City, Louisiana. It's the Ozone 12 and Under Division II World Series. This is day 2 of our tournament. We actually started on Thursday, but that was pool play stuff that didn't count. This one counts. These are the winners of first round games. Alabama, who won their opener, beating Tennessee 3-2, and Florida that beat the host school or host team Vivian 11-1. Winner is going to move on and play 4 o'clock today against South Carolina. South Carolina beat Virginia in their first game. Loser will move on and take on either Arkansas or North Carolina at 4 o'clock this afternoon right on this field. Arkansas and North Carolina are playing at noon on this field. That'll be the next game that we broadcast here. All right, we're tied up at 2. We go into the 4th. Cohen Carter, Kyle Doty, and Griffin Troy to bat for Florida. This is the 8, 9, and 10 hitters. We remind you, Division I, if you want to watch that, that starts on Friday with pool play. Right back here at Bossier. And they'll start their actual games to move on or not Saturday. There's 11 Southern State champions, and the hosts all having opportunities to play in Division I as well. Here's Cohen Carter now. First pitch, pops this one up. Center fielder making a call for it, and he brings it in successfully. That is Case Carpenter, as Cohen Carter, who walked his first time up, pops out to center field his second time up. We didn't get to talk about him liking math so much. His favorite subject. All right, here's Kyler Doughty now. First pitch he sees a little bit up for ball 1. Kyler singled his first time up. Another kid that likes math. What's going on around here? A lot of math kids. 1 ball, 1 strike, but his favorite teacher is his PE teacher, whom he didn't name. All right, 1 out. Top of the 4th. Here's the pitch to him. A little high and inside. It's a challenge to adjust your strike zone. We had Cohen Carter just a minute ago, who was a taller kid, and Kyler Doty, a little bit shorter kid. This one popped up and out of play. It counts 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck is Griffin Troy. Swung on, and boy, laced that one past the third baseman into left field. They'll take a turn, and here comes the throw to the plate at second. He's going to be in there safe and going for more. Kyler Doty will be held up at third base. Boy, just crushed the ball past third baseman Judson Bowden. And the throw in from Caminos offline, and that allowed Kyler Doty to go to third base. So with one out here in the fourth, Florida, who has not led in this game, has a chance to take the lead. Griffin Troy up. He grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. And he'll hit this one into right field. Caught, but tagging up is Doty. Here comes a throw to the plate, and he is out. Tag was up a little bit high, it looked like, but apparently they got the tag on Doughty before the foot got to the base, and that's how the inning's going to end. So a fly out by Griffin Troy to right fielder Hudson Burkhardt, who guns down the runner at home, and that's how the inning's going to end. No runs, there was one hit, nobody left on base. Bottom of the fourth coming up, still 2-2 ball game here on game day. All right, welcome back. Heck of a play to end the top of the fourth inning. It wasn't deeply hit, and it allowed the Hudson Burkhardt to have a chance to camp underneath it, and he delivered a strike to home plate where Jordan put the tag on the base runner, Kyler Doty. Home plate umpire right there did not hesitate, said he was out. Of course, that's the judgment part of this job. You got to make the decision. Was the tag, even though up high, did it get the tag on before that foot got to the bag? According to the home plate umpire, he did. So that's how the inning ends. By the way, for that inning, Florida, no runs, one hit, and nobody left on. So we start the bottom of the fourth. Alabama back at it now with Jace Yakel leading things off. Yakel reaching a fielder's choice his first time up. Mrs. Gilly, his math teacher, is his teacher that he wants to recognize. Count 2 balls and no strikes. There's a pitch to Yakel. That one bounces in for ball 3. On the mound, Colton Elder. Florida looked like they were about to take the lead until an amazing play at the plate. Another one down low, and that's ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to open up the fourth. Yakel's on base for a second time today, and here's Hudson Burkhardt in the top of the fourth. His favorite teacher is Mrs. Bertram, his history teacher. No, his reading teacher, excuse me. Ground ball to third. They'll get one out there. The relay not in time. But they'll get the force out of Yakel at second base. As Burkhardt reaches on the fielder's choice, and there's one away. Case Carpenter coming up. Carpenter also likes Mrs. Paige Bertram, his reading teacher. All right, Mrs. Bertram, you're doing something right. These guys like you. Throw down to first, and Burkhardt's in there safely. Case Carpenter had a bunt single back in the second, and then he got picked off by pitcher Ty Cleveland. The ball bounces in. They're going to send the runner. Throws on the money, but a little bit late. And Burkhardt ends up at second base. Foul. Now ball behind plate here. They'll send the runner. It should have been a foul. So Burkhardt steals third base. It sounded like it was a foul ball, but apparently it got the catcher's gear. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's a foul tip caught by the catcher, and that is strike 3. Second strikeout by Colton Elder. And here comes Bronson inning going. Two-two game, but Alabama's trying. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Florida had their chance with a runner at third in the top of the 4th, and now Alabama's got their chance. Runner at third here in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch to Deal. Ooh, comes inside, almost got him. Bronner likes science as his subject. And again, another Mrs. Bertram. Favorite teacher. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one bounces away, but the catcher, Pollard, does a very nice job finding that ball as it bounced around over his head. He got to it in a hurry and tried to gun down Burkhardt at third. Just couldn't quite get enough on the throw. Margin of error here real small for both of these teams. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That's there for strike 2. Boston Caminos is the on-deck hitter. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's in Burkhardt at third. Here's the pitch. Oh, just a little bit high. And Elder and a few of his teammates thought they had strike 3, started coming in. They'll come back and do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Foul ball. Still 3-2. It's a good battle here between Bronner Deal and Colton Elder. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A walk here isn't a huge deal. It gets a runner on, but doesn't do anything with the runner at third. Here's the 3-2. Nope, they're going to pick off, or try to pick off Burkhardt, and they got him. They got him. They tried it once earlier. They didn't get it. This time, Burkhardt too far off the bag, and he gets thrown out at third base to end the inning. No runs for Alabama in the third. They had no hits, nobody left on base. 5th inning coming up, still 2-2 ball game here on game day. We welcome you back. Exciting 4th inning as both teams threatened to score. Neither one could get that runner in from third base. And so Florida comes back to the plate, top of the 5th inning. Tied with Alabama 2-2. Winner to play at 4 against South Carolina. Loser to take on either North Carolina or Arkansas with a chance to stay in this tournament or have to go home early.
Go ahead.
8 for 9, 7 for 00.
All right.
Thank you.
Back on the mound for Alabama is Brody Smith. He pitched the last inning for Bama. Now Florida will send to the plate the numbers 11, 1, and 2 hitters. We'll start with Carter Knight, then Kason Jackson and Ty Cleveland.
That now number 8, Carter Knight.
Carter Knight's saying his favorite class is gym class. And I think it's Mrs. Fanlos that he, or Mr. Fanlos that he wrote down. His handwriting in the best. I don't know, he's a little bit of a chicken scratch, but either way. First pitch called strike. This one popped foul behind home plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Carter ground out to the shortstop first time up. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's the end of Carter Knight here in the 5th for the first out. Brody Smith, who came into this game in the 3rd inning, working here in the 5th, and now he'll face Kason Jackson. Jackson with a double in the 1st, single and a run scored in the 3rd. And he quickly jumps on the first pitch, grounds it to short, and he's thrown out. Trying to get down the line as Dawson Caminos throws him out. That's a quick couple of batters retired by Brody Smith. He's still only used 20 pitches. Here's Ty Cleveland now. Cleveland with a pop out and a base hit. He first pitch swings as well. This one will twist out of play, first base side. It was easy for Ty to say what his favorite subject is, because his mom's a math teacher. So favorite subject, math. Favorite teacher, Mrs. Cleveland. Ground ball, Caminos down to one knee, gets to throw across, and how about a quick inning that time for Brody Smith? A 1-2-3 as he barely threw any pitches at all in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left for Florida. We're through 4.5 rather. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Alabama and Florida tied at 2. The Tide coming up next here on Game Day. All right, welcome back. You know what, Brody Smith made short work of Florida in that inning. He's only got 24 pitches that he's thrown so far. So a chance to come back out in the 6th inning as this game is tied up at 2. You may get to finish this thing off if Alabama can get a run across. Now, Bronner Deal, who was at the plate when Hudson Burkhart got thrown out at 3rd, gets to go back and start a brand new count against Colton Elder. So it'll be Deal, Caminos, and Grantham to bat for Alabama here in the 5th. Alabama's gotten really not much of anything since those 2 runs in the 1st inning. Got a couple of guys on base, but they got Case Carpenter picked off at first base in the 2nd inning. And in the 3rd inning, Colin Mims got picked off first base. And in the 4th inning, Hudson Burkhart picked off 3rd base. So Florida pitchers have managed to pick off base runners every time they've gotten on base since that 1st inning. Count no balls and 2 strikes now to Bronner Deal. Swings and misses, and he goes down on strikes to open up this 5th inning. Here's Dawson Caminos. Caminos struck out in his lone at bat back in the 2nd inning. Caminos likes ELA, and Mrs. Ganser is ELA teacher. First pitch, ball 1. And that's ball 2. And for Colton Elder, he's running out of pitches. Yep, misses outside, ball 3. His 39th pitch. We'll see what Florida's coaching staff decides to do here. 3 balls, no strikes. That one, nope, misses high, ball 4. So a 1-out walk for Caminos. And no movement yet out of the dugout for Florida. And apparently Elder's going to stay out there. Haven't moved yet. They're rattling in the cage out there, but nobody's come out. And now, yep, they take time out. Long thought about it for Bo Jackson, Florida's coach, and he's coming out. I think they were having this discussion out there. Do we want to let Colton stay out? If we do that, we can't use him in the next game. And they finally said, no, we gotta make the move. So with 1 out here in the 5th and a runner on first base, we're going to get a pitching change. And for Florida, they will bring in Kason Jackson.
Now for Florida is our 21, Jackson Hancock.
So Kason Jackson will come in to become the 3rd Florida pitcher of this game. Pretty good work out of Elder, who ended up going 2 1/3 innings.
I got 27 going into pitch.
27, not 21.
3 strikeouts for
Number 27.
Elder in his time out there. He walked 2 and gave up 2 hits, but no runs. He is responsible for the runner at first base. So in will come Kason Jackson, who had been playing shortstop earlier in the game. Let's see where they're going to move Colton Elder. Looks like he's going to 3rd. Cleveland's going to go to short. And Jermaine's still at 2nd. Hancock's still at 1st. So we've got some moving parts. I think Cohen Carter may be out in left field this inning. All right, we'll try it now. 1 out. New pitcher facing Carson Grantham. Grantham struck out his first time up.
Number 1, Carson Grantham.
Same MO. Kid that likes math, kid that likes Mrs. Bertram, reading teacher. Here's the pitch. High and inside for ball 2. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. 2-2 ball game. Colin Mims, number 11 hitter, is on deck. Long look. Here's the pitch. That's on the outside corner for a strike. Haven't seen a whole lot of bunting, although Case Carpenter got on with a bunt single back in the 2nd. Alabama's not choosing to put down bunts here and try to move that maybe go-ahead run into scoring position. 2 balls and 1 strike. Throw over to 1st. Dawson Caminos gets back in there safely. Kason Jackson ready. Pitch. Fastball low. Ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Nope. Ball 4. So back-to-back walks. And Alabama's got 2 runners on with Colin Mims coming up. Mims walked in the 3rd, got picked off first base. Still 1 out here in this inning. Colin Mims set. First pitch, pokes this one foul as it slices out of play right side for strike 1. Colin Mims likes science, and his teacher, Miss Enfinger, social studies and science teacher. No balls and 1 strike. Baseball back in. Case and Jackson ready. Oh, it's a good looping pitch in there for a strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Top of the order, Brody Smith on deck for Alabama. If they can avoid a double play, they'll get to Smith. Jackson's pitch. Just off the plate. Jackson's asking, where was that? And they're trying to pick off a runner at second and making Caminos dive back in there head first. Florida's a team that has certainly worked on pickoffs. Here's the pitch, missing wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cleveland started this game on the mound. Colton Elder pitched 2+ innings in relief. Now Kason Jackson. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded toward first. Off the glove of Hancock. He's going to have no play, and everybody's safe. It hit him right in the glove, but it was hard hit, and he just couldn't secure it. So Caminos goes to third, Grantham to second. Mims is safe at first with 1 away. And now it's the top of the order and Brody Smith. Just a hard hit ball. Couldn't lock it up in the glove, and Hancock could not get to that ball quickly enough to make a play. There's Smith. First pitch called strike. He's singled and scored and grounded out to third. And we asked him, what's your favorite food? He said Cajun. His favorite video game is The Show. No balls and 1 strike. Sets up outside. Ground ball to Hancock again off his glove. Run's going to score. Alabama thought about sending a second one, but they don't, and it's a 3-2 lead for Alabama. Dawson Caminos scoring from third. Back-to-back shots toward first base, and just so hard hit that Hancock's having a hard time reacting to him in time. And now the infield's pulled in for Florida. Judson Bowden up. Base is still loaded. First pitch, swing and a miss. Bowden struck out and singled. Grantham's at third. Mims is at second. Smith at first for Alabama. This one hit to right field. Another run's going to come in to score for Alabama. We're going station to station now as Bowden's got an RBI single. In to score, Carson Grantham, 4-2 Alabama. Mims to third, Smith to second. Bowden at first, and here's Randy Jordan up. Jordan 2 for 2, couple of singles. His favorite meal, steak. He's going to get a steak dinner with a hit here. Pitch up high, ball 1. Jordan likes a little Call of Duty. A little too long on the look in. Kason Jackson. By the way, the first runner, Caminos, that scored belonged to Colton Elder. Pitch high, ball 2. The last runner, Carson Grantham, that one belonged to Kason Jackson. Bases still loaded. Bowden at first, Smith at second, Mims at third. Infield back now for Florida. All right, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Randy Jordan had basically a free swing, and he took a hack at one. One out in the inning. That was the first batter of this inning. Since then, Florida's had a hard time getting it out. There's a strike. A walk, a pair of errors and a single. Two balls and 2 strikes now. And the pitch, missing outside, 3-2. Well, Florida's coach had a tough decision. Colton Elder was pitching pretty well, but he got to that 40 pitch mark. You have to make a decision. Do I burn him for the day and try to get this win? Or do I go to my bullpen and try to bring in a different pitcher and allow Colton to continue to pitch? Oh, that's a strike looking. Good pitch that time. As Brandy Jordan goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. That was a have for Kason Jackson. And now it's Grady Wheelis. Wheelis a walk and a strikeout. And of course, he made the decision to save Elder. This one fouled off the hands for strike 1. If you're wondering about Florida coming up in the 6th, it'll be the heart of the lineup, 3, 4, and 5. When they come back up at the top of the 6th inning, they're going to have to get some runs. It's just a matter of how many. Here's the pitch. This one inside corner. Broke it back in there for a strike. Grady Wheelis. Favorite food, by the way, tacos. Swing and a miss. And that will end the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts with the bases loaded, but Alabama picks up 2 runs courtesy of 1 hit. There were 2 errors, and the bases left loaded. 4-2 now, Alabama with the lead. Florida coming up with one more shot at it when we come back. Top of the 6th here on Game Day. All right, welcome back. Chuck Zach along with you, coming to you live from Bossier City, Louisiana. This is a pretty darn good ball game. We've seen a couple of really good games. Game yesterday between Texas and is it Virginia? Can't even remember now anymore. They kind of all run together, but that was maybe North Carolina. Really good game yesterday, but this one maybe even better. 4-2 Florida and Alabama. And Florida's got a little work to do now. Hayden Lee, Jackson Hancock, and McCoy Pollitt scheduled to face Brody Smith. Smith's second pitcher, and he's got 24 pitches he's used so far. Can he get out of this with less than 16 and move Alabama on? First pitch up high to Florida's Hayden Lee. Lee's walked twice. Lee's favorite teacher, Mrs. Pooley, his reading teacher, but he likes math as his subject. Pitch down low, 2 balls, no strikes. And if you're going to feed him crawfish. 2-1, that one right in there by Brody Smith. Smith's coming in relief with 1 out in the 3rd inning and has been out there ever since. This one lifted foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He had a 1-2-3 inning in the 4th and another one in the 5th. And this one's ground ball towards second. Bobbled there, and it's going to be an error. Bronner Deal had that ball and just kind of overran it. And so Florida starts off with a base runner. And nobody out here in the 6th. Jackson Hancock up now. Favorite subject, PE. Favorite teacher's mom. First pitch, called strike. No balls and 1 strike. Smith comes back right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes. Jackson Hancock flew out to left in the 1st, had a sacrifice fly to left in the 3rd. And he goes down on strikes here in the 6th. First out of the inning. Oh, excuse me. Thought that was the 3rd one. My bad. We'll do it 1 ball, 2 strikes. This one he pokes into right field. That's going to get down for a hit. So base hit for Jackson Hancock, and all of a sudden the tying run stands on first base. McCoy Pollitt up now. Pollitt, 1 for 2. Had a double in the 3rd. Pollitt's another one of those kids that loves him some math. And his math and science teacher, Robles, is his favorite teacher. Pitch from Brody Smith outside for ball 1. Florida not done yet. Nobody out. Ball 2. Colton Elder waits on deck. There was a good timeout McCoy Pollitt just took. They were sneaking in. Bronner Deal, the second baseman, in behind Hayden Lee. Alabama may be looking for a pickoff here. Pollitt showing bunt, pulls it back, called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. This one buzzes him inside for ball 3, 3-1. Brody Smith was cruising along the last couple innings. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. 3 balls, 1 strike. Gets that one on the corner for strike 2. Pollitt shaking his head. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That one's high and inside, ball 4. Error, single, walk to start this inning. And Florida has loaded up the bases. And Alabama's about to change pitchers. Looks like Colin Mims may be coming in.
Now pitching for Alabama. Number 9, Colin Mims.
Yep. We saw it with an earlier pitcher. We're asking you to come in here with nobody out and bases loaded and win us this game. Mims coming in from right field, going to be asked to do just that. He will face Colton Elder and, if needed, Clay Germain and Cohen Carter. Big right-hander. So let's see numbers on Brody Smith, who went 2 2.2 innings. His pitch total, I think, was 37 when they pulled him out. He walked 2 and struck out 1. And so far hadn't given up any runs. However, he is responsible for all 3 guys on base and had given up 3 hits in his time out there. All right, well, no pressure for Colin Mims. He gets to come out and try to figure out how to put out this fire. As he finishes things up. Again, we remind you the winner of this is playing at 4 o'clock this afternoon against South Carolina for a chance to play Sunday, staying in the winner's bracket. Loser of this will take on North Carolina or Arkansas, also at 4 o'clock on this field. And that's to play to stay in this tournament. So here we go, ready to roll now. Colton Elder up. Elder with a ground out and a walk. First pitch looked like it was a called strike, and for a second, Randy Jordan looked like he was wanting to try to throw down to third to get the out there. No balls and 1 strike. Fastball again, outside part of the plate, strike 2. Wow.
Go ahead.
Checked his swing on a pitch way out of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out, bases loaded for Florida. They trail 4-2. Here's the pitch. Oh, they got him. The umpire took just a second to look at it, and when he took the second look, that was strike 3. So Elder goes down on strikes. It's the first out of the inning. Clay Germain up now. Germain with a fly out and a pop out. You wondered maybe if with nobody out, Florida might try to bunt. See if they couldn't get a little pressure on the Alabama defense. First pitch, ball 1 outside. Cohen Carter waiting on deck. Florida needs 2 to extend this game. Mims ready. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 2. Excuse me, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. No, ball 2. It is ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. That one's right there. 2-1. Florida's got Hayden Lee over at third. Jackson Hancock at second. McCoy Pollitt was the runner. Ty Cleveland in there now running at first. Missing wide, 3-1. Well, there's no place to put him. 3 balls and 1 strike. Mims pitch, fastball, inside, ball 4. It's a 4-3 game. Hayden Lee comes in to score. RBI for Germain on the base on balls. So Hancock to third, Cleveland to second, Germain now at first. It's Cohen Carter. Carter with a walk and a flyout. Pitch inside, ball 1. Yeah, that's where somebody tells him you need to stay there and take that one. Tie the game up. 1 ball, no strikes. Little low, 2-0. Mims trying to win this game for Alabama. Florida trying to come back. They're down a run. Inside, ball 3. Kyle Doty waits on deck. He's got 2 hits in the game already. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4, we're tied. Back-to-back walks. In comes Jackson Hancock. And this game is knotted up at 4 now. And Alabama's coach coming in. He may be looking for a new pitcher. Yeah, let's see, this isn't, yep, he's taking the ball away. We're going to have a new pitcher for Alabama. So bases loaded, tie game. And Alabama's about to change pitchers. Looks like is that Carson Grantham, I think, getting the ball. And he's going to be warming up now. Now this isn't just a matter of trying to keep this thing tied. This is a matter of trying to not let this thing get completely away from you. For Alabama, in the next half inning, it'll be their 5, 6, 7 hitters. The Grantham coming in to throw after just 3 batters for Colin Mims. Mims struck out the first one he saw and then gave up back-to-back walks. And those 2 runs both belong to Brody Smith.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So they'll move Mims back out to right field as Grantham gets into the game now to try to stop this. This inning began with an error by the second baseman, a base hit by Hancock, a walk, a strikeout, and then 2 more walks. So really only 1 hit in this inning for Florida, but they've manufactured a couple of runs out of it with the possibility of more. Grady Wheelis checked in the game to third base for Alabama. All right, Kyler Doty, single in the second, double in the fourth. He got thrown out trying to score in that 4th inning from right field. Pitch gets by the catcher, Jordan, but it comes one hopping right back to him, and there's no way Ty Cleveland's going to be able to score from third on that. 1 ball, no strikes. 4-4 game. Alabama again setting up for the bunt. That one a called strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. You can see charging in Wheelis from his spot at third base. Yeah, trying to make sure they jump on a bunt and be able to get a force out at home. Swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Infield all in for Alabama. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jordan setting up outside. Check the swing. It's outside for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grantham's pitch. Oh, boy, looked high, but it came back over the plate down low, and Doty unhappy with the home plate umpire's decision, but it's out number 2. And here's Griffin Troy. Troy with a ground out and a fly out to right. His fly out to right was the one that ended up in Doty being thrown out at home plate back in the 4th inning. First pitch, outside, ball 1. Carter Knight with a bat comes around to the on-deck circle. 1 ball, no strikes. Bama defense back to normal depth now. That's a strike. 1-1. We are tied up at 4 as Florida's gotten 2 across here in the 6th. Swung on, ground ball toward Wheelis, bobbles the ball, run comes in to score, and Florida takes the lead, 5-4. Griffin Troy made contact, hit that ball toward third base in the hole. Wheelis had a range to his left to get to it, just couldn't secure the ball cleanly. And Florida takes the lead as they rally back here in the 6th inning. Cleveland scored on that. And the runners all moved up. 5-4 lead for Florida. Ground ball towards short. They'll make the short play to second. That will end the inning, but not before Florida strikes with 3 runs, courtesy of 1 hit. They leave the bases loaded. There were 3 errors in the inning. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Alabama's got to get at least a run to keep this thing going. 5-4 ball game when we return here on Game Day. Well, we knew this was going to be a good matchup, and it turned out to be a classic. 5-4 ball game. Florida comes back and takes the lead, and now it's up to Alabama. Chase Yackel, Hudson Burkhart, Case Carpenter to bat for Alabama. And on the mound for Florida, it'll be up to Case and Jackson. Jackson came in relief in the 5th inning. Got a couple of big strikeouts as Alabama left the bases loaded that inning. So far in this game, Alabama's left 7 runners on base. Florida has left 9 runners on base. All right. Chase Yackel to lead things off. Yackel with a fielder's choice and a walk. He'll come from the left side. And here we go. First pitch on the way. A little outside and high, ball 1. Florida needed base runners in the last half inning. They got them right away. First 3 guys got on. Alabama's going to need base runners. We'll see if they can do that. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch inside and low. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 3. Ball 4, 4 straight pitches. Yackel's on with a walk. And the tying runs aboard for Alabama now. That's in Burkhart. Burkhart with a strikeout and reached on the fielder's choice, and he got picked off of third base back in that 4th inning. Here's Jackson's pitch. That one's called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Jason Jackson coming to the plate. This one off the handles. Loops foul, first base side. No balls and 2 strikes. On this field at the conclusion of this game, Arkansas and North Carolina are going to play. They're waiting outside, ready to come on. Throw over to first. Yakel back. Bama's had a couple of runners picked off the bases. Make sure that doesn't happen here. This one hit in the left field. Base hit for Burkhart, and runners are at first and second, and Burkhart now represents the go-ahead or winning run now. Here's Case Carpenter now. Carpenter had a bunt, single, and a strikeout. Tying run at second. Nobody out for Alabama as they try to rally back. Bama scored first in this game. They scored 2 in the first inning. Florida tied them up in the third with 2 runs. Alabama got 2 in the 5th. Florida got 3 in the 6th. And here we go. Number 7 hitter, center fielder Case Carpenter up there. Again, showed bunt. Pitch was down low, ball 1. Tying run, Jace Yakel at second base. He does bunt. Bunts it back to the pitcher. They'll go to third and get the force out there. They don't need the tag. They got the force out. Even though the ball got dropped, doesn't matter. He had the force out at third, and there's the first out of the inning. So they tried to bunt, and instead of bunting away from the pitcher, he put it in the wrong spot, right to Cason Jackson for the first out of the inning. So Carpenter reaches on the fielder's choice. Burkhart moves to second base. There's 1 away. Bronner Deal up now, single and a strikeout. First baseman in. Third base even with the bag. Pitch called strike. You like the idea, Case Carpenter. He puts his first base side. They've got the runner at third base. He just put it in the worst place you could put it, right back to a good fielding pitcher. And McCoy Pollitt way outside setting up. Pitch comes back inside. That's a called strike, and it's 0-2 now to Bronner Deal. Dawson Caminos is the on-deck hitter. Tying run at second in Burkhart. Winning run at first in the person of Case Carpenter. Jason Jackson trying to preserve this game now for Florida. Pitch misses. Pollitt tried to frame that. Home plate umpire wasn't having any of it, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Nope, 2-2. Misses outside. Jackson's up to 36 pitches now, and Florida's coach going to have to make a decision here pretty soon. Do we burn this pitcher and try to get this win? We'll set up a pickoff, and Burkhart's safe. You can hear some mother, I assume, on our outside mic, helping the umpire with the decision that should have been a balk. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jackson's pitch, low and away, ball 3. Jackson a little adamant that was a strike, he thought. Still got a couple pitches left before he gets to his 40 mark. Pitch high, ball 4, bases are loaded. Burkhart to third, Carpenter to second, Bronner Deal to first. And Florida's coach looks like he's coming out. We're about to have a pitching change. Well, the tension keeps ramping up here. Bo Jackson had to make this decision a couple innings ago with Elder. Now he's got to make that decision again with Kason Jackson. And it looks like he's going to keep him out there. Now maybe at least you got 2 pitches, you can get it out here. We'll see. Or you may decide this is my guy, we're winning or losing with you. Either way, Dawson Caminos comes up. Strikeout and a walk and a run scored for Dawson. Infield for Florida, in. They can get a force at any base. First pitch, this one nubbed foul back behind home plate for strike 1. Florida's got to be a little bit careful. They can afford to give up 1 run. They can get an out. They can't give up 2. Pitch misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. The game would continue anyway, but you give up 2 on this and you've got problems. 1 ball, 1 strike to Caminos. Carson Grantham on deck. This one hit in the air. It's going to get over the second baseman's head. 1 run scores. Second one being waved around, and Alabama comes back to win it. 6-5 on a walk-off hit by Dawson Caminos that drives in 2 runs. And Alabama, after giving up the lead in the 6th, come back and retake the lead and win it in the bottom of the inning. What a finish. Final score 6-5. Alabama with the win. They move on to play in the winner's bracket against South Carolina at 4 o'clock. Florida will have to survive either North Carolina or Arkansas at 4 o'clock to stay alive. That'll wrap it up for us here on Game Day. We'll be back in a little bit with game number 2. 6-5 the final. Alabama with a win over Florida.